morning children. Welcome to Nile Voice, a vibrant e-learning platform. In today's session, we are going to continue with Unit 6, Human Organ System. So, under this human organ system, what we are going to see today is the skeletal system. What we are going to see today? We are going to learn about the skeletal system. There are two major divisions of skeletal system. Okay, they are, one is the axial skeleton. The axial skeleton consists of three parts. They are skull, vertebral column and the rib cage. Okay, so here you can say this is the axial part. The red color highlighted part is the axial skeleton. The axial skeleton consists of the skull, the vertebral column in the middle and the rib cage. Okay, so these three constitute the axial skeleton. Okay, and next is we are going to see about the second type, that is appendicular skeleton. What does this appendicular skeleton consist of? Appendicular skeleton consists of limbs, pectoral and pelvic girdle. So here you can see this part is called as the appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton consists of the limbs, both the limbs. Okay, this is the pectoral girdle, the shoulder bones, they are the pectoral girdle, and the hip bones, the pelvic girdle. Okay, so appendicular skeleton consists of limbs, pectoral and pelvic girdle. Here you can see the limbs, pectoral girdle, that is the shoulder bones, pelvic girdle, that is the hip bone. Now we will see about the skull. Okay, what is skull made up of? The skull is made up of cranial bones. The skull is made up of the cranial bones and the facial bones. Skull is made up of the cranial bones and the facial bones. It protects the brain and the facial structures. Okay, the skull protects the brain and the facial structures. Next, we are going to see about the hyoid bone. Okay, so this is the hyoid bone. You can see this structure. Okay, the hyoid bone is present at the base of the buccal cavity. They are present at the base of the buccal cavity. Okay, and the auditory ossicles. This is the ear bones. Auditory ossicles are nothing but the ear bones, which consist of malleus, incus and stapes. Okay, so the hyoid bone is present at the base of the buccal cavity and the auditory ossicles. They are also included under the skull. Okay. Here you can see the lower jaw bone. This is the lower jaw bone, and this lower jaw bone is the largest and strongest bone in the human face. They are the largest and strongest bone in the human face. Next, we are going to see about the vertebral bone, that is the vertebral column. The vertebral column extends from the base of the skull. So, this is the skull. It extends from the base of the skull and it protects the spinal cord which runs inside the vertebral column. It is formed by a number of serially arranged small bones called vertebrae. They are called as vertebrae. In singular, we call them as vertebra. Okay. Next is the rib cage. The rib cage is made up of 12 pairs of curved flat rib bones. They are made up of 12 pairs of curved rib bones. They are curved flat rib bones. Okay. It protects the delicate structure called heart and lungs. So, what does it protect? The rib cage protects the delicate heart and the lungs. Is it clear, children? Next, we will see about the limbs. Okay, Man has two pairs of limbs. Man has two pairs of limbs, namely the upper limbs. This is the upper limb, and the lower limbs, which is called as the hind limbs. Okay, this is the upper limb. Okay, which is called as forelimbs, and this is the lower limbs, which is called as the hind limbs. Okay, forelimbs are used for holding, writing. Okay, so hind limbs are used for walking, sitting, etc. And next is, we are going to see about the bridles of limbs. Okay, so the forelimbs and the hind limbs are attached to the axial skeleton. They are the axial skeleton. They are attached to the axial skeleton with the help of the pectoral girdle. You can see the pectoral girdle here and the pelvic girdle. Okay, pelvic girdle is a hip bone, and this is the pectoral girdle. So the forelimbs are attached to the pectoral girdle and hind limbs are attached to the pelvic girdle. Is it clear, children? So that's all. We come to the end of the skeletal system. We will see the next system in our next session. Thank you, children.